Hello and welcome back to American Truck Simulator and the Heavy Haul series with me, Wolfgang Tailchase. We are here in Santa Cruz in the very dark, typical, picking up this huge bucket. It might be the bucket for the heavy haul truck that we drove in the very first episode, a very long time ago. And those chains doesn't look very... Anyways, we are off. We're going down to Salinas, I think it is. Or uh, it says in the description. Okay. Well, in the last episode, I was talking about the road trip I did in the US. Well, I was actually on a train at the moment when I finished talking, and I had just gotten out of the very cold shower. So let me just see here where there they are, and picking up from there. I'm not going to be too intricate about every single detail I did, but in general. So after taking a shower and then I ate breakfast, and eating on these trains are kind of cool. You get like a designated time where you are allowed to eat, and it's not like random, but when you like pick a time, you see which times are available, and you pick one that are available and also that you think suits you. So I picked the time for breakfast when I got on the train in the evening. And I go there, and you are seated. They ask you when you come in how many, like if you're alone or if you are with somebody. And I said, no, I'm alone. And then you just sit you at a table with complete strangers. That fits. Like, here are one people traveling alone. Here are two people are traveling together. Well, that's four people. You have one table. And so I ended up sitting with three other people I have never met in my life. And by the time we were finished with breakfast, we were talking like we had been friends for years, which was kind of cool. I actually met one of them when I was waiting for the train, so I've had at least said hello. And when breakfast was ready, I went to the very back of the train. There is like this parlor for the sleeper carriage passengers that you can go and sit in. Also Dome car, and the back of it is like rounded. You can't see my hands. I'm doing that gesture with my hands, even though you can't see them. But the back of the car is rounded, and so you get these windows all around this runners, so it's pretty good view from out the back as well. Pretty cool car. I found out that it's like from the 50s or something like that. It's really old. And we continue on this train trip. Nothing really happens. We just sit and talk. And one of them was a kind of a Canadian guy from I think he was from Newfoundland or something like that, in those areas. And this thing that when the Canadians make jokes about Canadians saying about when they say about, and I thought it was just a sterilization. Nobody really actually talks like that. This guy did. He genuinely said a boot. So that was just a weird notion. So we continue the trip, and mostly just talking, and when it's time, eating, and then sleeping, and it gets very cold. And I also met a Norwegian guy on the train. So by the time we get to Edmonton, and when we were, they say that we have a 40-minute break before, because we're gonna wait for another train to come the other way, and change your cruise and things like that. So we walk out, him and me, and both of us probably he's been like studying in Canada, and I've been on the trip, so both of us just continue talking English. When we all of a sudden realized that we don't have to. He can speak Norwegian, I can speak Swedish, and we understand each other. So we just switched over to our native languages and had a real nice time walking around looking in Edmonton. And then we came back and thought, oh, we have 10 minutes to go. That's nice. And we get the announcement that the train that we are gonna meet is late by 4 hours. Seriously, it's late by 4 hours. But we were supposed to come to Edmonton like 3 hours before us or something like that. So we have to wait in Edmonton for another hour for that train to come, and it ends up being actually more close to 1.5 hours. So we were maybe 3 hours late coming into Edmonton from where we're supposed to, and we leave about 6 hours late. So we're like, yay, we are late. And I found out that this is completely normal. These trains are always late. There was one guy on the train who said that one time he took it and it was 21 hours late. Like, that's almost a day. And for me, it's like, I would complain if a train was 15 minutes late. Or even 10 minutes late. Or maybe not. That depends on how long the trip is, but yeah, 21 hours, that's pretty long. And we continue on the trip after that one, and we start climbing into the Rockies. And at night we got up to this town called Jasper. I had such trouble before here and trying to remember the name of the town. And in the middle of the Rocky Mountains. And it's maybe 10, 11 at the evening, so it's pretty dark and it's really cold outside. And they say that you are free to go out, but be careful. And there might be wild animals around. Like wild animals? What kind of wild animals? Looking out the window, and there are literally mooses walking around on the streets of the town, and people walking around with them. It's like none really care about the other, and of course you weren't supposed to go up to them and anything like that because they're wild animals. But as long as nobody bothered, they didn't even bother each other. The animals were so used to humans, so they really didn't care. And the humans were used to the animals, so they didn't really care either. And I sit with a couple of others, and we sit and talk. And all of a sudden, looking out the window, and there's a moose cow standing right outside the window, looking in at us. So that was pretty cool. And well, not after that, we all go to bed because it's getting really late. And the announcer on the train has said that usually we pass. There's like a famous pass called the Devil's Gate, Hell's Gate, or something like that. Devil's Gate. I don't remember exactly. In the mountains that they usually pass when it's dark, but due to our delay, we'll actually pass it in early morning, so it'll be light. So and we're really happy for that because it was an amazing sight. I should actually have prepared some photos from my trip to show. Oh, damn. Yeah, well, but everybody knows how it looks. If you want photos, let me know and I'll see if I can prepare some. If I can find them. This was 10 years ago, after all. And you are flashing your lights a lot. And then we continue through the Rockies, and they say that since we are so late, we were supposed to come in to Vancouver in the early mornings of 23rd of December, I think, and or was it 24th? 24th of December. So, and but due to this delay, we'll be coming in after lunch, and of course they they have the food with them, so it's supposed to last the trip. For me, knowing that if they know that the trains are usually very late, they should have some more food, and eventually they did have some more food, but they take everything that they haven't served during these 3 days on the train, and they put together a menu of it. So it's like the menu is like 3 times the size of the normal one, but every item is like grabbing first. Oh crap! Now my phone is ringing, and I can't reach it because it's not nowhere here. Yeah, you're gonna have to hear it ringing there in the background. It's probably my ex calling about our daughter. Stop calling. I can't answer. Thank you. And probably gonna be calling again soon. And so we get into Vancouver, and the station is like a little bit on the not central, as you can see it in normally like European cities and everything, where the train station is smack down in the middle of the central. It's usually it's on the it's a bit outside. At least I think it was outside. I really don't know. But my hotel was in like a couple of blocks away from the coast on the like this peninsula that central Vancouver, and I booked it, and it was pretty cheap. It was like $60, maybe in today's currency about $60 a night. And I was staying there for 2 nights, and I thought, yeah, a little room, yeah. And I get to it, and I look at it, and it's like a 3-story building. It looks very small. It's completely surrounded by these huge towers, these residential towers that Vancouver is famous for. But this one is a really small building, and I thought, okay, well, I go in there. There's a small reception, and I get the key to the room. It's like a normal key. It's like you're going into an apartment. Even had a double locker. And I'm like, okay. So it feels like this actually was an apartment that they had, apartment building that have converted into a hotel. And I wonder how will this look like. And I walk in, and addiction is an actual apartment. And at that point, I do remember looking at it on the pages and like, yeah, this was this one. But I get a separate bedroom, I get a kitchen, I get like a living room, everything. It was like, whoa, this is big, nice. So instead of going out eating, I went down to a supermarket and I bought food, and I made my own food, which saved me some money. Bro, my nose is itching. Sorry, I have to sneeze. Yeah, good thing I can just turn off the microphone. Changing lane, okay. Which where? Okay, there. Thank you. Oh, we're going up like that. So I walk around in Vancouver, and if you heard about these so-called duck boats, they're essentially a World War II landing vehicle. They actually used them for D-Day, and it's like a floating. They float so they can be launched into the ocean, and then they can drive up on land as well. So it's a amphibious truck. But after World War II, there was a lot of these everywhere. So there was these companies that realized that, hey, we can buy up these trucks and convert them into passenger vehicles and go sightseeing. So there are a couple of places that do this around the US, and they have customized these vehicles like to unrecognizability. But I thought it was really cool, so I went on this and one of these ones, and driving, and so we drove into the bay and drive around and floated around in the bay. Uh, and then go up. After a couple of years after, I start hearing that these trucks are practically a death trap. They there have been so many accidents with them, and because they are horrible on land, they are horrible in the water, and the customization of them have made them even more. So if I'd known about that when I took this ride, I wouldn't have taken it. Well, but now I can say I have done it. I wonder where we are. And so yeah, and I also took the SkyTrain. That was pretty cool. Driverless train in Vancouver. Their metro system, probably one of the best metro systems in the North Americas. And well, anyway, and after Vancouver, I took a Greyhound bus or similar. I was gonna take it down to Seattle, and I get to the bus station, and we board the bus. And when we board the bus, they say that this trip will take a little bit longer than planned because they have to take another route than the usual one. Well, okay, have to take, yeah, well, that things happen like that. I didn't think much about it, and also it was the same as don't break like that. We are done. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna tell this, or we're gonna leave it as a cliffhanger. I think I'll leave that as a cliffhanger. The reason why it took another route, and we'll get to that one in the next episode. That will be in 1 week. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for once again listening to me rambling about my trip. There's going to be a lot more rambling about this trip because it's a long trip I took. I drove 1,600 kilometers or 1,000 miles in, isn't it? 1,600? Yeah, 1,600 kilometers. No, not 1,600 kilometers. 1,600. I was even more. It's 16,000 kilometers or 10,000 miles in 6 weeks, not including the train or buses. So until next time, hope you have a nice day, and you want to continue listening about me rambling about this, or if you have anything else you want to hear about or know about, leave a comment, and please subscribe as well. Have a nice day.